over quiet water. Chairs are stacked beside the window. Streets are empty, washed in blue. Trees are still along the harbor, holding drops of morning dew. Before the day begins to move, there's a silence in the air, like the world is softly waiting for the light to find it there. Footsteps echo in the distance. Someone turns a sign to open. Coffee steam begins to rise, like a thought that's slowly spoken. Before the voices fill the space, before the hours start to flow, there's a moment by the harbor only early light can know. Nothing's asking to be more. Nothing needs to be explained. Just the morning and the water, and the calm that still remains. First light touches wood and stone, and the day begins alone. Leaves are glowing in the evening. Light is falling through the trees. Cafe voices turning softer, carried gently by the breeze. Where the light begins to slow, and the harbor turns to gold, there's a feeling in the silence that is warm but never told. You are sitting by the window, watching colors fade away. Shadows stretch across the table at the ending of the day. Nothing's certain, nothing stays, but the moment lingers through. In the quiet of the evening, everything feels close to you. Time is softer in the sunset, like it bends but doesn't break, like a memory in motion, like a choice you didn't make, where the light begins to slow and the harbor turns to gold. There's a feeling in the silence that is warm but never told. Golden light becomes the sea, and the day lets go gently. Stones are warm beneath your footsteps. Trees are lining either side. Light is spilling through the branches, guiding softly as you stride. Every turn reveals the harbor, like a secret slowly shown, like the world is opening gently into something you've always known. And you follow without thinking, without asking where it goes. Just the pull of something simple, only walking ever knows. Down a street that leads to water, where the light and shadows meet. There's a feeling in the distance that is quiet, calm and deep. Every step becomes a moment, every breath becomes the day, and you never need a reason just to walk this way. Cafe doors are open slightly, voices drift into the street. Tables filled with sunlit hours, where the day and people meet. Someone waves, someone keeps moving. Nothing stays and nothing waits, but the harbor always listens to the rhythm that it makes. You can stay or keep on walking, either way it feels the same, like the path was never chosen, like it never had a name. Down a street that leads to water, where the sky begins to bend. There's a sense of something endless at the point where streets all end. Nothing asking you to hurry, nothing pulls you away, just the light that keeps on shifting through the middle of the day. Maybe all roads lead to somewhere. Maybe some just let you be. In between the trees and silence, in between yourself and the sea, steps grow softer near the tide, where the open waters lie. Lantern light beneath the branches, soft reflections on the ground, voices fade into the distance, leaving only distant sound. Chairs are empty, cups forgotten, shadows settle into place. Every table keeps a silence, like it's holding someone's trace.
Cafe lights still glowing, cafe lights still glowing,
in a quiet stretch of land.
cafe lights still glowing, cafe lights still glowing,
Till the night can understand. Boats are rocking in the darkness, tied to something they can't see, and the tide moves slow and steady, like it's waiting patiently. Nothing left to fill the evening, nothing left to understand. Just the cafe lights still glowing, and the dark along the sand.
cafe lights still glowing, cafe lights still glowing,
In a quiet stretch of land.
cafe lights still glowing, cafe lights still glowing,
Till the night can understand. Someone left a folded napkin, someone left a little room. The water keeps its old promise,
the moon keeps its silver tune. Cafe lights still glowing, cafe lights still glowing,
in a quiet stretch of land.
cafe lights still glowing, cafe lights still glowing,
Till the night can understand. Morning carries something softer through the branches newly green. Petals drift across the pavement like a change you've almost seen. Cafe doors are open wider, letting in the restless air, and the harbor feels unfinished, like a thought still hanging there. Someone writes along the window, tracing lines that don't remain. Every mark dissolves in sunlight, like a memory in rain. Boats return without a reason, more than leaving, less than stay. And the tide feels slightly different, like it's learned another way. In the quiet of the springtime, where the light begins again, there's a feeling just beneath it, like a world you can't explain. Not a promise, not a story, just a shift you almost knew. Like the harbor waking slowly into something close to you. Tables fill but not with noise, only fragments soft and small. Half a laugh and half a sentence, never needing more at all. Through the leaves the sky is changing, colors no one tries to name, and for once it feels like waiting isn't something you should blame. You don't chase it, you don't hold it, you just let it come and be. Like the petals on the harbor, like the wind across the sea. Every moment feels beginning, even if it doesn't last. Like the present isn't breaking from the weight of what has passed. Petals drift across the water, nothing asks for where they go, and the harbor in its quiet lets you feel what you don't know. Wind moves fast across the water, Leaves are dancing without rhythm. Chairs are shifting out of line. Napkins flutter like forgotten little pieces of a time. On the day the wind stayed longer, nothing seemed to settle down. Even thoughts were moving sideways through the harbor, through the town. Boats are pulling at their anchors. Lines are stretched but holding still. Voices rise then break apart again, bending softly to the will. Nothing holds and nothing rests. Everything just slips away, like a feeling you can't follow, like a word you couldn't say. But between the restless motion, there's a calm you almost find. In the space the wind is leaving, in the quiet just behind. Wind grows softer toward the sea, leaving stillness back to me. There's a row of leaning trees by the harbor's quiet side, shadows dancing on the pavement as the tide begins to rise. Leaves are turning in the sunlight, softly brushing passing air, like they know the day is slowing, like they've always waited there. At the cafe near the shoreline, chairs are scattered, worn and light. Coffee cups and small reflections catch the glow of late daylight. Someone hums a half-known melody, someone laughs and looks away. Every moment feels unspoken, in a gentle kind of way. By the trees beside the harbor, where the light begins to fall, there's a quiet kind of feeling you don't have to name at all. Nothing moves too fast or far, everything just seems to stay like the world is softly turning, but forgetting yesterday. Boats are rocking near the moorings, lines are loose but holding on. Paint is fading into stories from the days that have gone on. Through the branches comes the evening, warming gold and fading blue. And for just a passing moment, everything feels close to you. You were sitting near the window, tracing circles in the light, watching shadows cross the table as the day turns into night. We said nothing, but it lingered, like the air before the rain, like a thought that almost settles, but won't fully stay the same. By the trees beside the harbor, where the evening settles in, there's a space between the silence where the quiet things begin. Not a question, not a plan, just a place we drifted through. But the light between the branches still remembers me and you. Time is soft and near the water, bending slowly as it goes through the leaves and through the distance, through the things we never chose. You don't need to hold the moment, you don't need to make it last. Just let evening move around you like a memory passing fast. Under trees beside the harbor, cafe lights begin to shine, and the night comes just as gently as the day we left behind. There's a sound beneath the harbor, not a voice and not a song. Something moving through the silence, like it's always been along. Trees are whispering above it, leaves are shifting in the air. Every motion holds a rhythm that you feel but can't declare. And you listen without trying, without knowing what it means. Just a sense of something deeper, flowing underneath the scene. It's the sound the harbor keeps, in the water, in the light, in the space between the moments, in the calm that feels just right. Nothing spoken, nothing heard, still it stays and lingers on, like a rhythm without ending, like a place where you belong. Cafe voices blend within it, not apart but part of flow. Every laugh and every whisper moves the way the breezes go. Boats are rocking in that silence, lines are tapping soft and slow, like the world is playing music that you never fully know. You can hear it if you're still enough, if you let the noise fall through. There's a quiet kind of meaning waiting there for you. It's the sound the harbor keeps in the turning of the day, in the light beneath the branches, in the things you cannot say. Nothing needing explanation, nothing asking you to see, just a rhythm that surrounds you, like the tide beside the sea. Maybe everything is moving in a way we never learned, but the harbor always holds it. Every note and every turn, waves keep moving soft and deep, holding all the harbor keeps. Branches leaning toward the water, tracing shadows on the stone. Every step along the pathway feels like it's your own alone. Boats are drifting without effort, held between the sky and sea, like they've nowhere else to travel, like they've always meant to be. And the sunlight keeps on falling through the spaces in between, like it's quietly reminding what it means to simply be, where the leaves hold all the light and the harbor moves so slow. There's a peace you don't go searching, there's a calm you come to know. Nothing pulling at the moment, nothing asking you to stay, but you find yourself still standing in the middle of the day. Cafe voices blend together, soft and easy in the air. Every table tells a story, but no one needs to share. Coffee cooling in the sunlight, hands resting without a plan, like the hours have no edges, like they're slipping through your hands. There's a rhythm in the stillness, there's a meaning in the flow that you never have to follow, but somehow you always know. Where the leaves hold all the light and the shadows softly fall, there's a quiet kind of beauty that belongs to no one at all. Every second feels like staying, even as it moves away. In the calm beneath the branches of a warm and open day, maybe nothing needs to happen, maybe nothing needs to change, just the light upon the harbor and the feeling that remains. Leaves are turning soft and bright, holding gently to the light. Sunlight flickers through the branches, dancing lightly on the ground. Voices drifting from the tables, blending softly into sound. Cups are clinking, chairs are shifting, laughter caught between the air. Shadows under the leaves, shadows under the leaves. Nothing lingers, nothing presses, everything just comes and goes. Every corner holds a moment that no one tries to share. Boats are moving out in rhythm, lines released into the blue, and the day keeps turning slowly, without asking what to do. Shadows under the leaves, shadows under the leaves. Nothing lingers, nothing presses, everything just comes and goes. Like a hand across the water, like a name you almost know. It slips away, then comes back when the branches let it show. Shadows under the leaves, shadows under the leaves, like the shadows under branches that the sunlight always knows. The ferry waits in fading color, ropes are loose against the pier. Engines hum like something distant, like they're not entirely here. You were standing by the railing, wind caught softly in your hair, like the evening didn't touch you, like you almost weren't there. Tickets folded in your pocket, hands that didn't seem to stay. You kept watching out toward nothing, like the sea might ask you to stay. I said something about leaving, you just smiled but didn't turn, like the moment had no language, like there's nothing left to learn. On the last ferry before night, we were almost something real. Not a promise, not a future, just a way we chose to feel. And the harbor kept on breathing, like it didn't need to care. But I swear the air between us still remembers we were there. Lights were flickering on the water, breaking slowly into lines. Voices echoed through the distance, but they never reached our time. You stepped closer without asking, close enough to almost stay. Then the signal cut the silence, and the moment slipped away. You moved back into the shadows, like you'd practiced how to go, like you knew that I would watch you, but pretend I didn't know. There was nothing left to follow, nothing left to make it true. Just the ferry pulling slowly, taking something that was you. On the last ferry before night, we were something undefined, like a line you almost finish, then decide to leave behind. No goodbye and no conclusion, just the sound of moving sea. But the harbor keeps the echo of what we could never be. Maybe some things only happen when they're never meant to last, like a light across the water, like a shadow moving fast. You don't hold it, you don't name it, you just let it come and go, like the tide that never asks you if you're ready to let go. Now the pier is almost empty, and the night is taking hold, but the place you used to stand in still refuses to grow old. Morning spills across the harbor, soft and pale between the leaves. Chairs are empty, doors half open, breathing in the quiet breeze. First light through the trees, first light through the trees, drawing lines on wood and stone. First light through the trees, first light through the trees. The day is waking slow. Someone sweeps the cafe floor, like the day is theirs to keep. Coffee warms against the window, while the town is still asleep. First light through the trees, first light through the trees, drawing lines on wood and stone. First light through the trees, first light through the trees. The day is waking slow. Nothing moves too fast or certain, nothing asks for more than this. Just the harbor waking slowly, in a quiet kind of bliss. First light through the trees, first light through the trees. Every moment feels unknown. First light through the trees, first light through the trees, and the town begins to glow. a line of gold across the water. Morning barely starts to rise. Shadows drift along the harbor, fading into silver blue. Wooden boats in quiet motion, like they're waking into view. Nothing breaks the fragile silence of the air before the day. Every sound is held in distance, soft enough to drift away. And the light begins to open, like a door without a sound, slowly falling on the surface, turning everything around. When the harbor turns to light, time is slipping out of sight. Every wave a quiet echo of the fading of the night. Nothing moves and yet it flows through the space the morning knows. In the stillness by the water, all the world is letting go. Empty streets reflect the daylight, windows glowing pale and wide. Figures pass without a story, like they're part of sea and sky. When the harbor turns to light, edges blur and lines grow wide. Every moment feels suspended in the breath of turning tide. Nothing calling from beyond, nothing lost and nothing gone. Only light upon the water, soft enough to rest upon. There's no need to follow time, there's no need to understand. It is drifting like the ocean, it is resting in your hands. No beginning, no release, only waves and only peace. Only sky that slowly widens, only silence underneath. When the harbor turns to light, everything is soft and bright. Every second gently folding into something out of sight. In this moment you can stay, let the world just fade away. By the water in the morning, there is nothing left to say. Just the light upon the harbor, just the sea and open sky. There's a table near the corner where the varnish has grown thin, marked by years of quiet evenings and the weight of where they'd been. Two cups once were always resting in the same uneven place. Now the light falls just the same way, but it doesn't find their face. There's a clock that never hurries on the wall above the door. It has watched them sit in silence. It has watched them say no more. There were maps drawn on a napkin, lines that never reached the sea, just directions without endings, like the way they came to be. And the harbor keeps it somewhere in the echoes of the day, not in words they ever spoke, but in the ones that slipped away. Not a love that needed saving, not a story told in full, just a moment left behind, like a tide that never pulls. There's a radio that murmurs songs too old to understand, but it plays them every evening like it's following a plan. Once they laughed without a reason, once they stayed without a name. Now the chair across the table doesn't know who's left to blame. Keys were left beside the window, never claimed and never lost, like a door that stayed half open, like a line that had no cost. Someone comes and someone leaves, but the pattern stays the same. Still the table holds a memory that no one ever named. And the harbor keeps it somewhere in the turning of the light, in the pause before the darkness, in the edge of every night. Not a future, not a past, just a trace that lingers through, like the space across a table, still remembering too. Maybe nothing really ended, maybe nothing quite began, just a meeting without meaning that no one could understand. But the room still holds a presence in the silence left behind, like a thought that almost formed, but was never fully mine. There's a table near the corner where the evening settles slow, and if someone sits there long enough, they might almost come to know. There's a table by the window where the sunlight always stays, tracing lines across the surface through the middle of the day. Cups are placed without intention, hands are resting still and free, like the hours have no borders, like they're part of memory. And the light keeps slowly shifting, but it never really leaves, like it's holding on to something only quiet moments see. At the table by the window where the harbor comes to you, there's a softness in the daylight, in the way it moves through blue. Nothing louder than the silence, nothing brighter than the air. Just a moment you don't question, just a feeling resting there. People come and people wander, voices pass but never stay. Every story fades to background in the rhythm of the day. Leaves are moving just beyond it, casting shadows through the frame, like the world is gently breathing without needing any name. You don't need to hold the moment, you don't need to make it last. Just let everything around you move as softly as it passed. At the table by the window where the light is always kind, there's a space that feels familiar even if it's undefined. Every second feels like staying, even as it drifts away in the quiet of the harbor on a slow and golden day. Time is softer when you stop it, when you let it simply be, like the glow across the water, like the hush beneath the trees. Light remains though hours pass, still it rests upon the glass. Paint is fading on the surface, but the lines are holding true. Every mark a quiet story of the places passing through. They don't rush to reach the distance, they don't chase the open sea. Still they move exactly where they always somehow meant to be. and you watch them without thinking, without asking where they go. There's a rhythm in their drifting that you feel but never know. Boats that never seem to hurry still arrive where they belong, like they follow something deeper than a map or than a song. Nothing pulling them too far, nothing pushing them away, just the motion of the water through the middle of the day. Cafe shadows fall around you, leaves are moving overhead. Every detail feels connected to the thoughts inside your head. People pass without direction, still it feels like they're in place, like the harbor holds a pattern that no one needs to trace. You don't need to chase the current, you don't need to understand. There's a wisdom in the drifting, there's a calm you never planned. Boats that never seem to hurry teach you something without words. In the silence of their movement, in the space between the world, every second feels like breathing, every moment feels like sea. In the slow and open harbor, you're as free as you can be. Maybe time is just a current, and we're all just passing through, like reflections on the surface, like a sky that shifts its blue. Boats keep moving, soft and white, carried gently by the tide. Bright light dancing on the sea, tables filled with passing laughter, shadows short beneath the trees, coffee cups and moving voices, drifting lightly with the breeze. In the middle of the day, everything is wide and clear. Harbor breathes us in, pulls the whole world closer here. nothing hidden, nothing far. Like the light has found a rhythm, and it keeps us where we are. Boats are rocking in the sunlight, paint is glowing, lines are worn. Every color feels alive now, in the warmth of early noon. In the middle of the day, everything is white and clear.
Everything is white and clear.
Harbor breathes us in,
Harbor breeze
pulls the whole world closer here. In the middle of the day, nothing hidden, nothing far. Like the light has found a rhythm, and it keeps us where we are. Time is moving, but it lingers in the heat along the stone. Like the day could last forever, like you're never here alone. In the middle of the day,
in the middle of the day,
everything is white and clear.
everything is white and clear.
Harbor breathes us in,
Harbor breeze
pulls the whole world closer here. In the middle of the day, nothing hidden, nothing far. Like the light has found a rhythm, and it keeps us where we are. Sunlight resting on the sea, bright and endless, wild